I would just like to say thank you to David now for doing that.
Thank you.
So, if, Sean, you could come up, please. We have a little chat. Well, you want to stand behind the lectern? You come over here. Right. We did this last year, remember? Have you grown bigger, I think, or have I grown smaller? Anyway, it's been a tough year. When you got to the middle of the year, your chin was down a bit, but the second half of the year certainly picked up for you. So, what do you think about the year gone past yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going into that first round here at the border counties, who put the car off the road, and just a bit of a disaster, really. And the few rounds after that, they weren't really much better either. Just non-finishes and stuff, and just not what we're hoping for. So, yeah, halfway through the season, it was a bit of a struggle, but. You know, like especially the tyre deal and the money we got for last year is definitely a big boost, because we were really struggling, we never had them, so we just kept at it, and well, obviously again, for the result it definitely paid off, yeah.
And certainly Tom's little faux pas on the space side probably played into your hands a little bit, did it?
Aye, definitely. I mean, it was kind of totally unlucky for Tom. I never wished that upon him, but you know, it just put a totally different view on the championship after that, so we knew after that we'd just keep going for it and just go for it.
The season's now over, so nobody's going to shout, but can you tell us who put the bullet in Tom's tyre at the Civic?
I think he had a word race about that actually, any of the service crew or that, but I didn't care anything about it, so, but I can. We had actually, after the ride, look at the inside of our tyre, huge big chunk at the back tyre, so it was pretty lucky I never had to blow it or anything. So,
dangerous place, Otterburn. Anyway, it's been a fantastic year, Sean, and whatever you decide to go and do next year, we wish you all the best. I'd prefer you stayed with us, but the world is now your oyster. You've done 2 years with us, you're a cracking driver, and you can go and do it. So, thank you very much. So, do you want to say anything?
I just want to say a few thanks, especially to my mum and dad for backing me this year. I mean, just wouldn't have been possible. Especially the Rally Angels as well, for the money we got for them. It was just incredible, and especially the man-hours for my friends and family as well. Came before the McRae, we had a nightmare of time with the engine and stuff, and everybody clubbed together and just got it done. So can't say any, just a great thanks, and especially to Dave Robson for sitting with us the last 3 rounds as well. I mean, I had a brilliant laugh and just got the job done, and especially Tom and Sue as well. I mean, for putting up such a good battle, and gone to the last stage at Crail and winning before seconds. Couldn't have got any closer if we tried, so a big thanks to everybody. Aye.
Thank you very much, Hello, man in the tuxedo. Look at that. Is this not a future James Bond, if ever you saw one? The Scottish grey James Bond. Anyway, Graham, you've probably done it the tough way this year as well. I mean, there'll be Honda UK have run out of roof skins for Civics and things like that. G&M, tell me about. How has the year been for yourself?
Well, every time I seem to sit in a car, I seem to do it the hard way. I think it was 2 roof skins, several bonnets, windscreens, everything apart from a shell I think I went through. We tried different things going down south into the BRC Challenge, done 2 rounds, ended up with 2 wrecked cars. And back up to Scotland, we started off the first round, we won it, and it just went downhill from there. And I mean, there was such little numbers in the championship, but the numbers that were there, it was, every time you competed it was such a huge push, so it was either you were winning or you were wrecking cars. So, but at least we came out the other end top, so that was good.
I think it says something for the Honda that it did stand up to you, Graham, but I don't think it was, I mean, you're one of these guys that we see it in rallies, you're blindingly quick. I mean, there's no doubt about that, and you know how to pedal the old Civic along. And I remember listening to you up in the granite. I was in the forest, and everyone went quiet. You could hear you coming. That was unfortunately when you broke a diff. We knew when you broke the diff because the noise stopped. But it's, I mean, your year, I mean, it's the second year with the Civic. But I mean, what's your feelings about the Civic as a car?
I think it's an awesome car. I mean, the first time you drive it from a 205, you notice that there's just a huge lack of torque, but you need to adjust your driving style and just keep the thing going. and we've done that all year, and the engines are amazing, because you could just rev them and rev them and rev them, they don't blow up until the last it was the only thing it didn't go until the last round when I blew one up. But that wasn't the engine's fault, that was my fault when I hit a rock face. So.
Anyway, that's great. I mean, certainly it's been a great joy for us, and you've done us proud in the championship. So, I mean, have you got some people you want to say thank you to?
Yeah, of course. I think there's quite a few people who have been behind me. Of course, my family, Angela, all the guys at G&M Mechanical at the back there have put up with me all year, rebuilding cars for me. My sore faces all the time. And most of all, Michael, who has to sit next to me all the time. Big thank you to you. Thank you.
Okay, I will now pass you over to Andrew Wood to say thanks to others, to the sponsors, etc. Thank you.
Well, I think it's really good to see as many young people collecting the trophies here tonight. I'd like to thank John McClory, Brick&steel, for his excellent support that he's given us, and we're just trying to discuss this now. We think it's at least 6, if not 7 years, I don't know if you can remember, Digby, but John's supported the championship, so I think we'll have a big round of applause for John. I would like to thank Mike Patterson. He's not here, he's in Madrid. Hankook, UK manager, he's given us again a very good tyre that I think it's even bulletproof. Yep. And I would like to confirm that Hankook are supporting the championship next year. He phoned me yesterday morning to say that yes, he has got it, and it is the only championship in the UK that we're now getting support for. So I think it says a lot for the championship. Andy P's written this speech, I can see, because the next one's to thank AWM, so I don't think we'll bother with that. Knockhill, who give us quite a lot of help in the support with the facilities, the bars test, etc., etc., and certainly the Junior 1000, they've given us a huge support from. And it's no cost to us, so it's a big saving for the championship, so thanks to Knockhill. Malcolm at Rally Photo, I'd like to thank him for his photographs throughout the year. Craig Webster for the PA system. RAC Motorsport, do thank them for holding the permit for us. And Honda UK for Ewan Duncan's car. I think that the prize of that for the year's use of a road car is quite something, especially for young guys. And I would like to thank the SRC events for giving us discount, which is a big help. The McRae Vision help, they invite us to the training sessions, and the SRC for now allowing the Class 7 at the front of the field, which I think is a big thing for us. And I would like to thank Dave at the back. And I don't know if you're a supporter of it, but it's certainly, I think for us in the future, it's a big thing. To the Ecosse Challenge team, the boys behind the doors, I think it's, we've seen quite a few with Stephen, and with a lot of people behind Richard, things, it's Graham. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that we don't always see out on events, and I would like to thank them an awful lot. And I think that we really need to thank their wives for allowing them to come out too. Thank you. And really, to me, the competitors, that's what I'm here for. Is I was lucky enough to get help when I was a young competitor, and I think really the support that we want to give them and bring them through, and they are showing fantastic results. I think for Sean to win it, for Graham, two young lads with a lot of future in front of them, and everybody else. It's not just the winners, it's the whole people that compete, and I would just like to congratulate them all on a fantastic year, and I hope for next year we'll have an even stronger year.
Okay, there's two people, really, or three people that are very, very important to us. Firstly, John and Fiona McClory, for their outstanding support throughout the year. So if you'd both like to come up, I've got a wee surprise for you.
All right.
Well, I would just like to say a big thank you to David for coming along and doing this. It's been a great pleasure having you here, David, and we'll be watching next year. So, well, just so that time doesn't pass too quickly. And I'll hand you over to Andy, who'll tell us a bit about what's happening next year.
Okay, a quick peek into 2012. Interest in the 1.625 class remains very, very strong. We've got a lot of crews staying on from 2011, and we've had a number of new crews inquiring and have been out buying cars already. And I don't think there's any cars left for sale now in Scotland, which is quite a testament to its success. We're delighted at the success of the Honda Civic plans, and we know that this class will continue to grow. The cars are extremely competitive, sound fantastic, and have been remarkably robust, thankfully. We have a couple more from the 2011 205 class moving to Honda for 2012, and a couple of newcomers showing interest as well. As you all have seen with the SRC allowing Class 7 to run at the front on 4 events, we have now signed up for a new 2-litre Civic EP3 class and the FN2 class, which is a current Honda Civic. So that gives us a stepping stone all the way up from the Junior 1000 all the way up through the ladder. As the recession bites, we'll be running with 6 events in the championship next year, 4 at the front of the field, and these events will also have the 2-litre Civics at the front of the field, so that's quite an important step for these guys. Remember, if you join up with the SRC, you'll get the Royal Aero £120 discount to the SRC juniors, so that's going to reduce the cost of your entries. We will, of course, have our £50 discount vouchers from the events as well. We're in talks with Amanda Burney, who's going to take over as new media officer, so I'll be meeting her next week, so hopefully things will go and that will make life a lot easier for David, who's been having to do a lot of jobs. Even though he's retired, he works full-time on the championship, and I work full-time and plus some other as well. So many thanks to John McClory for some Christmas goodies for this year. He's been working together with us to produce some lovely brick&steel 10th anniversary bags. And at the back of the room you'll find that Richard has got a box full of them, so before you go, please collect one of those. Yeah? If you won a trophy and you would like a box to put it in, then see Stephen at the front. Oh, sorry, he's now moved them to the back as well to make life easier for you. So thank you very much. Hope you have an enjoyable evening. I'll just pass you back to Digby. Thank you very much.
Okay, well I think that's the end of the proceedings. We now you can go and get ready for the big do this evening. We'd like to try and get a kind of group picture if we can. So if all the award winners can come up in front of the trophies, and we'll get David in and see what we can do in terms of getting a group picture. We'll get that. But thank you very much, and we'll see you next year.